Okay, I'm going to make this video short and sweet for everybody watching, and I sure as hell hope that somebody in the government is fucking watching this video right now, okay? The COVID numbers are getting too high in this country, way too high. We should not have opened up. We should not have opened up any of the states anytime soon. That was a huge mistake. We can still turn it around, but it's going to require a lot of perseverance from a lot of people. Especially these proud motherfuckers who refuse to wear masks or stay indoors or anything because they want to have their fun. Well, having your fun means spreading the virus, and spreading the virus means death. Now, if we want to stop the death, if we want to stop the spread of the virus, it's very, very simple. Well, okay, when I say simple, it's simple in concept, it's good on paper, but it takes every single person on this planet, not just in this country, but in every country around the world, but especially here in America, where we have a total of a fifth of all the cases in the world, or a quarter of all the cases in the world. Well, the world's death rate is about 5.1% based off of current tested people versus the dead from the virus. America is at a 5.7% death rate. We're actually doing worse than the rest of the world combined. Now, the way to stop this virus is this. It's not about testing the sick. Testing the sick does no good. What we needed to do from the start, and what we can still put in action, but we have to do it immediately, is we have to put everybody on lockdown. Okay? If we can call the National Guard out to go after Black Lives Matter protesters, then we can send the National Guard out to each and every neighborhood and make sure people stay indoors in their homes and get supplied by the U.S. government with everything they need: food, supplies, toilet paper, everything, whatever it is. Everybody gets some every single day. It's passed out by our National Guard, our U.S. Army. We mobilize our troops to help all of us. But we, as Americans, have to agree to stay inside. Now, as they're passing out supplies, they will also be doing testing on the healthy people who have no symptoms whatsoever. You test the healthy people, find out who's negative for the virus, let them back out into the world to continue working and helping out with this. And as we test more people, the positives that get caught stay inside for the next 60 days. While the negative people come out, go back to work, keep everything flowing. As we test more and more, we will find more and more negative cases, and more people will get to go out, and they will get to return to their normal lives while we keep the people who are positive and the people who are sick. People who are sick, if you have any symptoms whatsoever, if you got a stuffy nose, let's just assume you're positive, forget getting tested, and just stay in your house. The only people that have COVID that should be outside of their houses are people being transported to a hospital because they need more than just bed rest in their own home, because they need medical attention seriously. Those people need to be sent to hospitals in a secure manner by our National Guard and brought to hospitals. Okay? That's what we need to do. Everybody has to be locked in. If we did this, if we use this method, we would only need to stay in for at most 60 days, tops, before the virus passes through and leaves all of our bodies. Finally, we're cured. We'll all end up testing negative at the end of this 60 days. And I guarantee you, by the end of 60 days, at the rate that we can test people, we would be able to test everybody. And we would be able to retest the positive people later to make sure that they're negative. But if we do that, and we wait 60 days, we know 60 days, there's nobody that's had the virus for longer than 60 days. Nobody. So if we know that, then we know 60 days is the limit, and that's what everybody will be in. Everybody will stay in unless they've tested negative, and they can return to their normal lives. Maybe not at first, not normal lives. Maybe at first, the people who test negative come out and help the National Guard, help all the other people. But we need to do this, and the world needs to do this. Because if we did, We would eliminate the virus altogether. We wouldn't have to worry about a second wave because there would be no infected people to reinfect the population with. But if there's even one case, if even one person still has the virus and goes out into public, this whole fucking firestorm could start all over again. All over again. So we need to keep everybody indoors. That's what's so important about this. I'm not even going to get into the thing about masks or anything like that because that's important too. Masks, washing your hands, using hand sanitizer, using every possible method of social distancing to stay away from people and the spittle that comes out of their mouths when they talk. And they do. It does. That's how this spreads. It can just simply be talking to a person who's asymptomatic, who doesn't know they have the virus, and they're just talking to you and spittle comes out of their mouth. Well, guess what happens then? You catch the virus. Do you have symptoms? You don't know? Nobody knows. I don't know. I haven't been tested, but I haven't had any symptoms. But then again, I barely ever catch any colds or the flu, and I don't get my flu shot every year because I have a really good immune system. Whether or not it's going to fight the coronavirus off, I don't know. I don't know. But I know this. Whether or not this virus would affect me at all, I don't care. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about my girlfriend who lives with me, who has immune disorders, a very compromised immune system. And if she caught the virus, it could possibly kill her. I have a 67-year-old mother at home who has stage 3 kidney disease and other problems, other health problems that more than likely, if she caught the virus, she wouldn't survive. I don't want to see either of them die. And I don't want to see anybody else out there. I don't want to see any of your family members or friends die of this. I'm sick of seeing people die of this virus. I'm not even going to get political about this shit because we all know what the fuck is going on. So, government, I know you're listening. You listen to everything, right? Well, you just got your plan of attack on how you can beat this virus. I don't care if I get credit for it, because this video's out there. I could reference to it if I need to, but I'm not trying to get paid. I'm not trying to get credit. I'm not trying to be famous. I just want somebody out there to hear this, listen, take it into effect, and let's beat this thing so our humanity can survive. Because people cannot take this much longer. This worry, this stress, everything about this virus is driving people crazy. That's why you see so much hate out there now. People are fucking getting stir crazy, and this is what happens. This is what happens. People want to protest for their freedom. People don't want to wear a mask because they say it infringes on their freedom. It doesn't infringe on shit. All it does is keep you and everybody in your community safe. You should at least have the decency to want to do that. So let's take it a step further. Let's actually do something that will proactively stop this virus from spreading any further than it already has.